Imagine holding in your hands a machine so advanced it could predict the movements of the sun, moon, and planets with gears turning in perfect harmony. Built more than 2,000 years ago, not in a modern lab, not by clockmakers of the Renaissance, but by ancient Greek hands on a ship that sank off a remote Mediterranean island. This device shouldn't exist. Its complexity rivals technology that wouldn't appear again for another 1,400 years. Yet it was pulled from the sea in 1901, corroded, fragmented, and undeniable. Today, at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, its remnants sit behind glass, but they whisper a question that still chills historians and engineers alike. How did they do this? If you're the kind of person who believes history still holds secrets capable of rewriting what we think we know about human ingenuity, stay with me. This is the story of the Antikythera mechanism. Hit like if you're ready to question everything you thought you knew about the ancient world, and subscribe because the past isn't as simple as the textbooks claim. In the spring of 1900, Greek sponge divers were working the treacherous waters near the island of Antikythera between Crete and the Peloponnese. Strong currents and jagged rocks had already claimed lives. But one diver, searching for sponges at depths of nearly 200 feet, spotted something impossible: the outline of a shipwreck. The wreck dated to around 70 to 60 BC. It was a Roman cargo ship, likely carrying luxury goods from the Greek world after the Roman conquests. Statues, amphorae, jewelry, treasures from a lost Hellenistic civilization. Among the haul was a lump of corroded bronze and wood, no bigger than a shoebox. At first, archaeologists dismissed it as debris, but when the pieces were separated, they revealed something astonishing: interlocking gears, dials, and inscriptions in ancient Greek. This was no simple tool. It was a mechanical wonder. Carbon dating and stylistic analysis place its creation between 150 and 100 BC, possibly earlier. Its sophistication would not be matched until the astronomical clocks of medieval Europe. The Antikythera mechanism is the world's oldest known analog computer. It used at least 30 bronze gears, some with up to 223 teeth, to model the irregular movements of celestial bodies. It tracked the Metonic cycle, the Saros cycle for predicting eclipses, and the positions of the 5 known planets. Inscriptions on the device reference astronomical theories from the time of Hipparchus and perhaps earlier. One dial predicted the timing of the Olympic Games. Another showed the Egyptian calendar alongside the Greek. What makes it feel impossible is the precision. The gears required differential gearing, a technique thought to be invented centuries later. The craftsmanship demanded tools and mathematical knowledge that challenge our understanding of ancient engineering capabilities. For decades, it was overlooked. Derek de Solla Price, in the 1950s and 70s, used X-rays to reveal its true nature, calling it a Greek computer. Modern CT scans and 3D reconstructions have confirmed and expanded his findings. The Hellenistic world after Alexander the Great was a golden age of science. In Alexandria, scholars like Archimedes pushed the boundaries of mathematics and mechanics. Gears and simple machines were known. Water clocks, automata described in texts. But nothing approached this level of integration. Cicero wrote in the 1st century BC about devices built by Archimedes that could reproduce the motions of the heavenly bodies. He described a sphere that showed the movements of the sun, moon, and planets, perhaps inspired by similar mechanisms. Such was the precision, Cicero noted, that one revolution of the device corresponded to the actual revolutions of the heavens. These were not myths. They were real engineering feats, now mostly lost to time. The ship carrying the mechanism sank in a storm around 60 BC. Its cargo, bronze statues, luxury items, and this irreplaceable device vanished into the depths for nearly 2,000 years. When recovered, the mechanism was in fragments. Centuries of seawater had done its damage. Scholars initially couldn't comprehend what they had. Some called it an astrolabe. Others dismissed the gears as part of a clock from a much later wreck. It took advanced imaging, gamma rays, X-rays, and eventually high-resolution CT scans in the early 2000s to unlock its secrets. An international research project revealed hidden inscriptions and the full complexity of the gear trains. Mid-CTA. If this story of forgotten genius is hitting you as hard as it hits me, drop a comment with the most surprising ancient invention you've heard of. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We're diving deeper into history's greatest enigmas. For years, years, many historians resisted the implications. How could such a device exist without a trace of similar technology in the archaeological record? No workshops producing such gears, no texts describing its construction in detail. Some suggested it was a one-off, the work of a lone genius. Others wondered if it pointed to lost knowledge from even earlier civilizations. The controversy simmered. Was it truly Hellenistic, or had later hands modified it? Declassified imaging and peer-reviewed studies in journals like Nature have settled much of the debate. It is unequivocally ancient Greek, yet questions linger about who commissioned it and why only one has survived. Reconstructing the mechanism has been a modern technological triumph. Researchers at University College London and elsewhere used 3D modeling to recreate its full glory. A wooden box with dials on front and back, cranked by hand to show the cosmos in motion. Turn the handle, and the sun moves through the zodiac. The moon's phases change, accounting for its elliptical orbit. Eclipses are predicted years in advance. The Olympic dial cycles every 4 years, aligning games with the heavens. One unexpected moment of humanity comes from the craftsmen themselves. Microscopic analysis shows slight variations in gear teeth, the marks of human hands working under the pressure of precision. Someone, perhaps in Rhodes or Corinth, labored for months or years, filing bronze, testing alignments, driven by the quiet obsession of discovery. Not a faceless collective, but individuals who felt the weight of representing the universe in metal. A prophetic line from the device itself, inscribed in tiny Greek letters, references to the little golden sphere and the cycles of time, echoing the philosophical belief that understanding the heavens brought one closer to the divine order. The mechanism didn't just calculate. It embodied a worldview where mathematics and divinity intertwined. Its survival through shipwreck, obscurity, and modern scrutiny proves that human curiosity has always reached for the stars. The discovery forced a rewrite of technological history. It showed the ancient Greeks possessed far greater mechanical sophistication than previously credited. Similar devices were likely common among the educated elite, referenced in lost texts. Today, it stands as a symbol of continuity, from Hellenistic science to the computers in our pockets. Reconstructions tour museums worldwide, inspiring engineers and reminding us that innovation builds across centuries, even when records fade. Its legacy is humility. We are not the first to dream of mastering time and the cosmos. What other marvels of ancient ingenuity lie undiscovered or unrecognized in museum storerooms and ocean floors? If the Antikythera mechanism existed, how many other impossible creations from brilliant minds were lost to time? The device challenges us to look closer at the past, not with arrogance, but with wonder.